What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the B-Dubs Movie Hub. Brian here. Been a little over a week since my last video. I was dealing with some eye issues here, hence the glasses, but I felt like it was time to do a video. I'm a little behind, so this is my April 2025 watches. I mean, we're halfway through May at this point, and I've already started watching May movies. But yeah, I just wanted to go through everything that I watched in April. It was not a huge month as far as my watches go. I did catch a few while I was on a work trip at the beginning of April, so I downloaded some stuff. So I did more streaming than I did watch anything physical media, and I caught a few in theaters as well. So sit tight and let's talk about the movies I watched in April. So as I mentioned, I was on a work trip the first week of April for a few days. So I ended up downloading some Netflix movies and a Amazon Prime documentary. So on April 1st, I watched Rebel Ridge. This was on the plane ride down to Atlanta. I checked it out. I hadn't realized that it was directed by the same guy who did Murder Party, and I had watched that earlier in the year. Two wildly different movies. Murder Party was just a weird, low budget horror movie, and Rebel Ridge is kind of like a little bit bigger of a budget action movie drama. So I liked it. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. I just thought it was really good. I was expecting a little bit more action in it, but it was a little bit more on the drama side. But the action that was in it was pretty good. Aaron Pierre stars in it along with Don Johnson. Both of them were really good, and Anna Sophia Robb, who I don't watch a lot of her stuff, but she was pretty good in this as well. So that is Rebel Ridge that I watched on the 1st. I'm going to keep looking down every once in a while just because I have my phone and I'm going through my Letterboxd. But next up on April 2nd, I watched Fear Street 1994. So I had not seen any of the Fear Street movies, so it was like perfect time. Download them from Netflix and just watch them on this trip. So I checked out Fear Street 1994. I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty cool throwback slasher. And that 90s feel. I mean, 90s movies, I think that era was fun. I was a teenager in the 90s, so I don't know. I just enjoyed it. Kind of reminded me a little bit like Scream meets It Follows, sort of. So I thought that was pretty good. The cast was really good. The kills are fun and bloody. So I really enjoyed Fear Street 1994. Again, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I gave that one 4 stars. Now, on April 3rd, I watched Fear Street 1978, so that is part 2 in this trilogy. I didn't like this one as much as 1994. A lot of the kills were off screen, which I thought was a weird decision considering, part 1 had a lot more kills on screen. But for the most part, it was an okay movie. I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. The cast was good. This takes place in a camp. We had that a lot in the 1980s with, sleepaway camp and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of fun, just the atmosphere and the setting. But again, nothing really too original here. But yeah, I thought it was okay. 3 stars on Letterboxd for Fear Street 1978. Then on April 4th, I watched Fear Street 1666. I like this one a little bit better than 1978, but not as much as 1994. I gave this one 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. I didn't see the twist coming. I think they did a pretty good job at hiding that kind of throughout all 3 movies. So overall, I enjoyed all 3 of these. I thought the cast was really good. And it was a pretty solid premise. Again, nothing super original, but again, it was still fun kills, all that. And I love a good bloody slasher. So we kind of get that really with all 3 of these. Not so much in part 2 because of the off-screen kills, but again, overall, not too bad. Later on the 4th, this was actually on the flight home. I watched the documentary Val. He had passed away on April 1st, and I'd been wanting to watch the documentary for a long time, so I downloaded that from Amazon and watched it on the plane ride back from Atlanta. I gave it 5 stars. I thought it was a really nice look at his career, not only as an actor but also an artist. Talks a little bit about his illness and what he went through there. What I actually thought was kind of funny that I did not know is that he did a one-man show about Mark Twain. I don't know. I thought that was really funny, and I kind of wish I had known about it because it would have been kind of fun to see that. I don't know if it ever came around in the New Jersey area, but it would have been fun to see that. But overall, I thought it was a really well done documentary. It was narrated by his son Jack, but told through Val Kilmer. So I don't know. I really enjoyed that one. I wanted to start going back through watching some of the old Val Kilmer stuff that I had seen and kind of check out some of the stuff I hadn't seen. He's been in so many movies. So on April 5th, I watched Real Genius. I had seen this before. It's such a fun 80s comedy. I absolutely love it. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. It's just an absolute classic. And you look at kind of his early days with the comedies of, Top Secret and Real Genius, and kind of where he ended up going through kind of later in life, where it was more dramatic action, Willow, Heat, Tombstone, movies like that. So a few of those may pop up on my April watches here. But overall, Real Genius has always been a really fun comedy. So I had to rewatch that one. I totally forgot. I didn't hold it up, but here is the Real Genius I watched on 4K here. So again, absolutely love this movie. So that is Real Genius. And again, I gave this one 4 stars on Letterboxd. I got real busy at work, so the next movie I watched wasn't until April 11th, and I watched The Snowman. I believe I watched this one on Netflix. It's a Michael Fassbender film from 2017. Val Kilmer does have a small role in this. I gave it 1.5 stars. I really did not care for it. Kilmer's role is very small, and he had been going through his health issues. All of his dialogue is actually dubbed over, so it's not even his voice, which I understand. I mean, he was sick, so they just did voiceover for him. The movie itself is just not very good. I don't know. I didn't really care for it, so 1.5 stars on The Snowman. On the 12th, I watched Twixt, which is actually a Francis Ford Coppola directed movie, which I did not know that he directed it. It stars Val Kilmer, and who is the young actress in this? It is one of the Fanning sisters, Elle Fanning. I gave this one 1 star. It's not that great. It kind of just abruptly ends as well. It's not a very long movie, but the ending was just kind of weird to me. I was watching it, and I think I looked away for like a second. All of a sudden, the credits were rolling, and I was just really confused on what really was going on in this movie. So that's Twixt. Again, that's from 2011. I gave it 1 star on Letterboxd. On the 12th, I ended up doing a double feature of Val Kilmer movies, and I watched The Super. This one I watched on Tubi. I gave it 2.5 stars. I actually thought it was kind of a pretty decent thriller. This is another one from 2017. So I believe all of his dialogue is voiceover in this one as well. And there's some other dubbing even on some of the other scenes, which I thought was kind of weird. One of the actresses, an entire scene of hers is like completely dubbed over. So the words don't match what she's saying. So I don't know if they just had audio issues or if they changed something in the script at some point. But I didn't think it was such a terrible movie. I gave it 2.5 stars on Letterboxd. It also stars Patrick John Fluger. He is from Chicago PD. And I thought he was pretty good. There's a nice little twist in this movie that I didn't really see coming as well. So, I don't know. I like movies that kind of get you thinking and have those twists. And if they can hide it well enough, then I think it's pretty good. But again, I gave it 2.5 stars. Not a perfect movie, but better than I expected. On April 13th, I went and saw Warfare in theaters. I did a full review on this. I will link it down below. Anything that I've done reviews for, I'll link down below. But I absolutely love this movie. I gave it 5 stars. It was fantastic. I won't go too deep into it, so you can check out the review that I did. But it's just such a phenomenal movie. The sound design is just killer on it. It's so well done, and I absolutely loved it. On April 15th, my wife and I wrapped up a limited series that we had watched. It was only, I think, 8 episodes, about a half hour each, and it's called Dying for Sex. Stars Michelle Williams, Jenny Slate, Jay Duplass, and Kelvin Yu. Sissy Spacek also has a small part in it. She plays Michelle Williams' mom in the movie. I loved this show. Again, it was just a limited series. I believe it was like 8 episodes, about 30 minutes each. So it's a pretty quick watch. We watched it in a few days. But it's just such a funny yet emotional show. I was laughing. I teared up a little bit. I'll admit it. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's just a very emotional show, and I absolutely loved it. I highly recommend checking out Dying for Sex if you haven't. It's on Hulu, so check that one out. On April 19th, I went back and I revisited Heat. another Val Kilmer movie. Kind of plays the third lead, sort of, I guess, behind Pacino and De Niro. But overall, such a fantastic movie. This is a 5-star Letterboxd score for me. Kilmer's great, Pacino's great, De Niro's great. It's all around one of my favorite movies, definitely from 1995. The shootout scene is by far my favorite shootout scene in the history of cinema. I just absolutely love it, and I cannot say anything bad about this movie. It is just so damn good. On April 20th, I went and I checked out Sinners in theater, and again, another fantastic movie that came out here in 2025. I gave it 5 stars. Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan. I need to see more of their team ups because I haven't seen many outside of Black Panther. I still need to see Creed. I know they did that together, and Fruitvale Station. So I did a full review on Sinners. Again, absolutely loved it. 5 stars for me on Letterboxd there. I'll drop the link to the review for that one as well below. On the 25th, I had gone to the Chiller Theater Convention here in New Jersey, and I had met James Remar from The Warrior. So when I got home from the convention, I decided to pop this in and give it a watch because it had been a very long time. I have the Arrow 4K here. It looked amazing. The movie itself is fantastic. This is another one, 5 stars. I've always been a fan of this. I hadn't seen it in many years, so it felt fitting to kind of check it out after meeting James Remar, who plays Ajax in the movie. So I just thought, why not check it out? And I hadn't seen the 4K, so it was pretty cool. But again, that is The Warriors, and I watched this one on the 25th, and love it. Such a great movie. All right, on the 26th, I watched probably my favorite Val Kilmer role. Maybe not necessarily my favorite Val Kilmer movie, but it's my favorite role of his, and that is Tombstone. I have the 4K Steelbook here. It looks amazing. It's such a fantastic movie. Kilmer as Doc Holliday is just top notch in this one. He is so good. But I gave this one a watch. It had been a while since I had seen it. I had pre-ordered it before he passed away, so I was going to own it regardless, but I watched it after he had passed away. And again, it's just such a fantastic movie here. I gave Tombstone 5 stars because, again, one of my favorite Westerns of all time. Overall, just a fantastic cast with Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, and Bill Paxton. Who else is in this? Powers Booth, Michael Biehn. Michael Bihn's another one. I met him at Chiller Theater as well. He was there. So just a really fantastic Western. One of those, if you haven't checked it out, even if you're not into Westerns, I highly recommend checking out Tombstone because it's just so fucking good. And then I wrapped up April by watching a movie called Furious. My friend lent this to me. I don't have the physical copy anymore because I already gave it back, but what a wild movie. This is from 1984. It stars Simon and Philip Rhee, so they are brothers. I know them basically from Best of the Best, but they were in this movie. I don't know, it's just really bizarre. There's a lot of weird shit that goes on in it. I'm not really sure what the fuck I watched, but it was wild, and I give it 3 stars on Letterboxd because it was just weird and wild, and I don't know. I'm glad I checked it out because, like I said, I had never heard of it. I had never seen it. My friend lent it to me, so I gave it a watch, and it's just one of those, like, what the fuck did I watch? Like, I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to explain what the hell went on in this movie because there's so many different... There's a dragon at some point, like, I don't know, fucking weird. There's a guy that shoots fireballs out of his hands, and then those fireballs turn into chickens. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know. But it's 3 stars because it's fucking weird and I like weird shit. So that is Furious. Alright, so that's everything that I watched in April. It ended up just being 15 movies and 1 limited series. It was a busy work month for me, so I just didn't watch as much as I wanted to. But I'm already ahead of the game for May. I'm above 15 already, I believe, for the month. So I'll cover that in just a few weeks when I do my May watches. But yeah, that is it. Let me know down in the comments below what you watched back in April, what you've got on tap for May. Let me know. Again, I didn't watch a lot of physical media, so it was really just these handful here. Going to change that a little bit. I'm still watching a lot of streaming. I'm still watching a lot of Val Kilmer, catching up on his stuff this month. But that's about it. I got Final Destination coming up this weekend, so I can't wait to see that. And then, of course, Mission Impossible. I'll see that next weekend. So I'll cover all those in my May watches. I'll probably do some reviews for those movies. I know I'm a little behind on some of my other reviews. But that's it. Hope you guys liked the video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this out with your movie-loving friends. I'm on Letterboxd, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll drop the link in the description below to all those social media platforms. Thank you again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.